Hello and welcome back. You can see today that I am joined by two people because we have a special makeover today. We are currently in Cleveland in the Glenville neighborhood with Evelyn and Mordecai of the Third Space Action Lab. Before we get into the makeover, let's let Evelyn and Mordecai tell us a little bit about who they are and what the Third Space Action Lab is.
Cool. Well, I'm Mordecai Cargill. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer and Creative Director for Third Space Action Lab. It's a grassroots solution studio committed to activating place and activating people.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Evelyn Burnett, CEO of Third Space Action Lab and Celia's best friend.
Best friend. That's why we're here. That's all she's gonna say.
Yeah.
So during the Christmas break when I was here, Evelyn asked me would I help them make the Third Space Action Lab's office into a much more stylish and useful space. And that is what we are doing today. You would have already seen our part 1 to this video. And in this video, we're getting into the nitty gritty of the actual makeover. Ooh. So let's get to it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the long awaited wait is over. We are back with part number 2. We are making over the Third Space Action Lab and it is about to be a journey. Before we get into the makeover, let's first rewind very quickly to part number 1 and figure out what we're actually doing here. In part 1, we go over how we got to those 3 options, what it is they wanted from their space, and we do some of the shopping behind the scenes and packing because I am in New York and this space is in Cleveland. So if you want to get caught up, like I said, make sure you go check out that video. I gave Evelyn and Mordecai, the owners of the Third Space Action Lab, 3 design options for their lounge space. We hammered out a plan for the conference room area, their main workspace, and for the Zen Room. After discussing it with them and talking over our options, they decided to pick option number, drum roll. They picked all 3. Well, they picked number 1, but number 1 with elements from option 2 and 3. So it kind of became a mashup. So the plan, it was 3 days to get this done. Let's break it down. Day 1, we were painting, shopping and painting. Day 2, we were assembling furniture, putting up a whiteboard, and basically being done with this whole thing. Day 3, our plan was to get any fresh florals that we needed for those final reveals, bring Evelyn and Mordecai into their stunning, beautiful space, and then pack it up and get out of there. So let's see how we did. So the plan on the morning of day 1 had been to get to Home Depot bright and early, get paint supplies, plant accoutrements, soil, pots, all that jazz so that we could get started with painting. This is what happened. I've got Mom. And we are at the Home Depot to get paint, hopefully some plants, hopefully, plants, paint. We shopping. It's a little later than we wanted it to be, but we're gonna get in here and see if we can get it done quickly. All right, let's go. Okay. Yes, they have a very good plant selection right now. I am so happy. Yes, we can get some plants. Okay, let's get some plants. Yeah, they've got some monstera. They've got, look at this, bird of paradise, some palms. We ain't doing those palms. This might be nice for a pop of color. Snake plants, fiddle leaf figs. Okay, yes. We've got monstera, we've got bird of paradise, we've got a snake, and then we have 2 trailing Brazil and marble queen pothos. So I think that I might split these guys up, but we'll see. But yay, glad we were able to find some good plants. So these are the 3 colors that we have landed on, all by Bear. And I'm hopeful that they will look good. Mixing paint up now, then we'll get started. All right, so we are packed full of plants and paint and supplies. We are a tiny bit behind schedule because I wanted to start painting at 9:30 and it is currently 10:19. But Danielle has called, she's here, so we will soon be all reunited and painting Evelyn's space. All right, so here is my little Home Depot haul. I've just unloaded the car. Gotta get it all inside, but I am by myself currently. Always pays to have a second hand, but it's my fault. We're running late, but look at the plants. I'm so glad they have plants. Okay, remember when I said we was ready to start painting? Forgot to drop cloths. Had to come back to Home Depot, but luckily reinforcements have arrived.
Hey, we here.
And they brought me to Home Depot. So now we're headed to go paint.
Is this gonna be time lapsed?
Yes.
Should I pour it this far up?
Well, no, but that's okay. Yeah, pour it up there.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, and then, yup. Okay, it's all right.
That is so funny. And then the reveal of paint color.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay.
mustard.
Mustard, right? Alright. That is some mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Mustard on the beat. Me now. Pour it off.
No, just a little bit. And then, yeah, oh, there it is.
Whoa. Got it.
So for the entryway, I wanted to do some type of color blocking on the walls because we wanted to put this beautiful wallpaper on the main wall where the couch would sit. I wanted some bold color also in this space. The lovely people you see helping me are Danielle. Hey Danielle, thank you again so much for coming to help me. If you guys didn't know, Danielle has her own YouTube channel that you should definitely check out. It will be linked in the description below. She also brought her boyfriend Brandon, who was the MVP of help. Like, we had never met him and Brandon jumped right in and was so helpful. So thank you so much, Danielle and Brandon, again for all of your help. So we're painting this entryway, y'all. Cut some music on. We getting down to it. The paint colors that I ended up choosing for the entryway are Persian Gold and Starless Night. Both colors are Bear colors, and I got the paint in, I think, the Bear Marquee in a satin finish. Now, as you saw in part one, there had been this beautiful, colorful plan for the Zen Room. Now, unfortunately, the piece of furniture that Evelyn ordered for this room became a phantom. She couldn't get a hold of anyone, and so we ended up having to make quick decisions before I got to Cleveland, and we ordered another piece of furniture that fit more with the functionality of what they wanted this space to be. They wanted a sofa where they could both relax and lounge, but also a place where, if needed, they could sleep. So in order to satisfy the desire for color that they had for this space, we still have a beautiful rug that we're going to put down, but we also decided to paint. So in addition to that deep dark blue that we're putting in the entryway, we're going to do one wall in the Zen Room in that same Starless Night color, and then we're also going to add in a vibrant green called Vine Leaf on another wall. There had not been a plan to paint in here, but you gotta pivot and you gotta work it out. So we're painting in this room as well. It's kind of a lot of painting.
I'm into it.
You trying to be like me?
Because the plan had to change in the Zen Room, it also meant that our furniture plan had to change. We never really purchased a piece of furniture for this room, so I figure when I'm in Cleveland and I have time, I'm out getting other finishing touches for the room. Let's look for a vintage piece of furniture. We had a budget. Evelyn and Mordecai are paying for this completely out of their company's budget. This video is not sponsored by anyone. So we had to go look for something that would fit within the budget, but also still be cute. So we're shopping again. Okay, we've arrived at Craft Heaven Michaels. We need some frames for some things. Very late on the shopping. Okay, we've got some candy jars. We've got the frames. We've got a setup for our, what's this? Whiteboard accoutrement. Okay, Michaels, we came, we saw, we conquered. Now, should I get this basket instead of the basket we got from Michaels?
Remember, we got that glass thing to go in it.
We did get the glass thing to go in it. Okay.
It has good vibes about this one.
We've made it to the we made it to the Cleveland Furniture Bank. We looking for one piece of furniture. Wow. These some good pieces though. Like this is cute. I want this.
What are the prices like? Let's see.
$475. But 75% off?
No. So today is 50%.
Oh, today is 50% off. So I was also looking for something small, like maybe like that. But I think these prices are a little too high. But just something small so that the room isn't quite so empty. And maybe a coffee table for the Zen Room is what we're here for. All right, we have reached the part in the makeover where we are attacking this major wall that will live behind the couch, and we're doing something really exciting / scary. Removable wallpaper. We got a very cute mural wallpaper from, I think this company is just called Wallpaper actually, but it's tropical and it's lush and it's going to complement our paint colors perfectly. So let's see if we can figure out how to put this on the wall.
Okay, with instructions.
Great, because we need instructions. Oh, it's connected to the, here's what it is looking like. It's tropical, shades of green. Exciting! So the wallpaper was supposed to be self-adhesive, but Twitter fingers turned to trigger fingers, and it wasn't. A quick Google says that we can use liquid starch to apply the wallpaper to the wall, but that means going to the store. It's 8 p.m. and I don't want to go to the store. But we need some supplies because we really need to get the wallpaper up. So we're gonna go to the store and get some starch. Get some starch, get another roller tray, get tape, get something to smooth the wallpaper out with, and you know, the internet never lies. It's gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Tell the people why we're here.
I made a mistake. So after we discovered my mistake with the wallpaper, it was moving too fast. I Googled Self-adhesive wallpaper, this place came up, I assumed. Learn from my mistakes, double check before you order. But luckily, that starch trick worked like a charm.
Right.
Okay, I'm always too short to help. I was like, what? Yes, what's happening? Guys, it's happening!
Come on, Ev, Mamba mentality.
You can do it, Ev. Sean,
Huh?
you slipping on your... You slipping on your assistant duties. Basketball just... We out of here.
Alright, what are we doing?
Where is the rag?
I don't know. Where's it at?
Where is the...
I will link the blog post below that we used as a reference of how to do this little trick. Now, I am short. I don't know if you guys know, but I was too short to help with this wallpaper assembly. It's not assembly. Hanging? Application, installation. I was too short to help with the wallpaper installation. So Sean and Evelyn really took the reins here and they worked out a system that ended up working perfectly for them. It was a little trial and error. No one's done anything like this before, but in the end, it all came together and they worked it out. It was all about keeping the wallpaper very, very straight, making sure that it was very saturated, smoothing, air bubbles. Oh, it's crooked. But we got it done. It was about 1:30 in the morning when we finally finished this wallpaper. So, late night, but on day 2, we have to start early again.
Ev, how do you feel about what you've accomplished?
Say it again.
Well, how do you feel about what you've accomplished here?
I really surprised myself today. I gotta tell you, it's not the sort of thing I do, usually in front of a computer, but you know.
You got a little DIY. You got some DIY in you.
I do. I'm really thrilled about
Sean made a boo-boo here, but it's gonna get hidden by a couch, so.
Well, he made a boo-boo here and a boo-boo there, but
And he made a boo-boo there. But both boo-boos will be hidden by the couch, so
yeah,
it's mostly okay.
yeah, but just like this little.
But these guys did a good job. We still have to, I don't know if you can tell, but the paper stops before the wall. No one's ready to tackle that corner yet.
So on the morning of day 2, our plan is to finish painting. Dark colored paint always needs multiple coats, and this paint was no different. So we're getting everyone up. Good morning, we're painting. And then our crew arrived. We had a team of 7 people come in to help us assemble this furniture. To all of you, thank you. This makeover, this video would not have happened if everyone did not pull together to come assemble so much furniture. It is really a testament to how loved Evelyn and Mordecai are by their friends, because everyone really truly rallied.
That's brick.
Yeah, and there's something in the way.
Yeah, and this in the leg is not helping trying to turn.
Right.
I'm trying not to scratch up the finish of the leg as I'm trying to turn the. Actually, that's the other one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Something can always be standing out.
So, my pants are falling out.
It's all good.
If you get too mad, one of y'all can come sleep on it.
Yes.
Thing doesn't want to not work.
Oh, it's not going in like aligning?
Aligning. Yeah, trying to loosen up one side to make up for the other side. And see if I caught it there.
These are nice chairs though.
Yeah.
Put it down, someone sit in, just fall right through.
I was supposed to take it off of that one.
Putting together the best of both worlds.
What's this called? Is this
This is the Credenza.
This is the Credenza.
Okay, cool.
Oh, the Credenza.
The Credenza, yeah. How long have you been putting together these chairs for me?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. But look at them. You did a great job. And we appreciate you. So while our team is assembling our furniture, it was time for Sean and I to start on this huge whiteboard. We had to first go back to Home Depot because we also needed the big body truck because we needed big body space for this big body whiteboard. We're back at Home Depot, but this time, oh, it's the next day. This time we're getting materials for our whiteboard. Sean's got the big boy cart.
And the new bathroom. Clamshell. That's our new shower. About to get in. This is our new house. Home Depot.
Okay, so we have our whiteboard. Had to use Evelyn's father's truck, but we got it in. And hopefully we're able to get it inside with no problem. Also, what we discovered is that we want a Chevy Traverse.
Is that an ad? No.
Chevy, can you sponsor us? Home Depot, can you sponsor us? This is the third time we've been to Home Depot in 2 days.
Cleveland, can you sponsor us?
But we will say that a Cleveland Home Depot run, everybody at Cleveland Home Depot has been so helpful, so nice.
Cleveland Heights Home Depot?
Everything has been exactly
Come to New York, you let me know.
Where it was supposed to be.
I'll buy you a bagel.
Like, best Home Depot
Where
experience.
Am I going?
You're going straight. Also, Mr. and Mrs. Burnett, we want to say thank you. You're not here, so you didn't really say we could drive the truck. But Ev did. Thank you.
It's a good truck, too.
Earlier in day 2, while Sean and I were out at Home Depot getting supplies for the whiteboard, there was devastation back at the furniture together work site. We learned that the table that we ordered for the conference room would not fit. It wouldn't fit in the elevator. It couldn't fit up the stairs. So when we got back to the apartment with the whiteboard supplies, spirits were very low. We were like, what are we gonna do? We have to find a table. I put Danielle on the job. Erica had a bright idea, World Market. Danielle's like, what about this table? I'm like, fine, bookmark it, we'll come back to it. Later that night, after we have put everything in place, we're like, again, it's 1:30 a.m. I'm like bleary-eyed, like, is this table in stock at World Market? It is, but it's Sunday and we're in Cleveland and World Market doesn't open until 11 a.m., which is so late for us, the timeline that we were working with. You remember from the plan, we wanted to be finished on Saturday night. We're not finished on Saturday night, but we're able to get the table. The day is saved. Unfortunately, we were so distraught and tired and exhausted by this point. There is zero footage of us being saddened by the table, excited at the new purchase, there's no footage of us even buying the table, but just know that there was table devastation that was saved by our local World Market.
So the product that we purchased at Home Depot is called a Whiteboard, Hardboard, Thrifty, what do we call it? Hardboard, Thrifty, White Tile Board. And it is basically one already big dry erase board. But you can see that the edges are unfinished and it's just leaning against the wall. So we're going to add some finish to the edges and we're going to stick this sucker up on the wall using some mirror hanging hardware.
For this project, we did a little bit of research. Our plan had been to use magnetic whiteboard paint. But once we started looking into that, high quality magnetic whiteboard paint is not cheap. And like I said, we're working on a bit of a budget. So this option from Home Depot, these boards come in 8-foot sheets. They're like 13 bucks. We found a video on YouTube explaining how to buy it, what it is, what pieces you need it, and I will be sure to link that video in the description as well. So we were working with a 17-foot wall, so we decided to get 13 feet of whiteboard to leave a little space on one side, well, a little space on each side, and add some shelves. We also got this laser level to help us make sure that we were hanging this whiteboard as straight as possible. It definitely helped, but it was still just a little bit off. Learning curves. But in the end, I think it turned out really well. We also learned from our kitchen video that drywall anchors don't have to be so heavy duty. So we're using completely different drywall anchors for this project that worked like a charm with these mirror hanging hardware. It really is a very, very simple DIY and very cost effective. Is that the right way? Mm-hmm. Right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Whoa.
Look at y'all. Yes.
Oh, your arms are gonna be tight.
You feel like we can use a drill now?
Yeah.
So now that we have the whiteboard up, I wanted to add some shelves so that they could have the whiteboard markers, erasers, and everything they needed for the whiteboard close at hand, and also a decorative element with a nice hanging plant close to this window. I'm not gonna say I created this hack, but in a moment of inspiration, I said, well, we don't have to mark it on the wall, we can just use this tape. I'm sure I've read it somewhere, Pinterest, who knows, but the tape trick really, really worked in getting these shelves up quickly and straightly. Straightly's not a word, but you know what I'm saying. These are just $10 IKEA lac shelves, and we just used the same drywall anchors that we used for the mirror hardware to hang up the whiteboard, and boom, we've got shelves.
So we already did this one to make sure that my little hack would indeed work, and it did. This one is on and feeling pretty good. And I think that I want to put this one just slightly staggered because I want it a little closer to the window so that a nice plant can live here and get that nice sunlight and become like a kind of trailing situation here.
I don't want to do my more resolution.
You said you ain't want to paint no more?
Yeah.
So now that we were done with our DIY, it was time to carry out the old furniture and bring in the new. Let's roll that good B-roll footage.
There's a sticker on the bottom. There you go.
Oh. What you doing with your arms?
I'm holding the pillows. These go on the bottom. Yeah, some down his hand. There's a lamp in my house.
Where's your
And then that's for the big, oh no, for here.
Which way you going?
It really only fits one way. Look at this rug.
Cleaner.
Yeah, carpet cleaner. You can rent a carpet cleaner.
Look at this one. She's like, damn. This is our like Moroccan inspired,
Hold it back.
you know, snuggly deep situation. The pile is high. The pile is high because this is the Zen Room. This is where you come to. You want texture. You lay on the floor. You can hit a child's pose.
Lay on the floor.
Yeah. Hit a child's pose or what you need, whatever you need to do.
Should we set
Yep, that looks good.
That looks good.
So after we brought all the furniture in, we decided to start on some finishing touches because we were really behind. Evelyn actually had a flight on Sunday, so we needed to be able to do the reveal in enough time for her to still get to the airport. So we start our finishing touches, but we're hungry, we're tired, it's been a long, long day. So we call it quits for the day. Tomorrow is a new day. Will we get it finished? Hope so. So after another late night, it's time for another early morning. It's day 3. This is our final day. This is reveal day. We're gonna get up. We're bright and early. We're in the space. We're starting those finishing touches. We have to pause those finishing touches to go pick up a table and pick up a couple other things, those last minute details. But finally, we had everything in place. Shout out to Danielle and Brandon again for putting together Plan B table. But we got it all put together, and now it's time to add those last little tidbits that make a space a space. After a long, hard, but really, really fun 3 days, we have finally gotten to the reveal. We learned some hard lessons along the way, but all in all, we had an amazing time doing this makeover. So let's get to that reveal.
After 3 long days of work, we are ready to show Evelyn and Mordecai their space. Are you guys excited?
So excited.
I am so excited for them to see it, but I'm also really nervous, and I hope they like it. So, oh boy,
It's gonna be dope.
we're going in. We're going in.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Eyes closed.
Come closer, closer.
Closer. Oh, this way. Over.
Back to where you were originally standing before.
Yes.
Move over more. Left, right, to the right, to the right, to the right.
This way.
To the right, yep. Because you gotta see the whole thing.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what's
Did you like it?
Oh my gosh.
Look at the
That's
couch. So we tried to make it, black without on the nose.
It's not on the nose.
Yeah, so
This is beautiful.
it's all your things. It's things on the
Yeah.
wall.
Come sit.
to stay away.
I know.
But then it was gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna have to hear your mom.
Yeah, no, you have to stay away
away.
to see it. Cause when y'all both last saw it, it was just like
Just that wallpaper.
a little bit of paint over here.
Yeah.
It was
And
mess.
boxes everywhere.
Yeah, it was boxes
like,
everywhere. It was people floating about. You know what I'm saying?
It's fresh over the devastation of the table.
Ooh,
Original table.
fresh off the devastation.
So-
That was the original.
so
that
raw.
table is beautiful though.
Yes.
But do you like the replacement table?
Oh, I think I like that one. Well, I won't say
Not more, but just as much.
just as much,
Yes.
and it works.
Yes. Okay, it seems like we are all really happy with the space.
Totally.
So happy.
Totally.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for asking me to do this. It was a really fun project. I've learned some really valuable lessons in the process, and I hope you enjoy many hours of productive work in your space. If you guys like this video, please be sure to leave all of your comments down in the comment section. Be sure to check the description for links to just about everything in this space. Follow Evelyn and Mordecai and the Third Space Action Lab on Instagram. We will make sure to link all of that below as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.